So let's start this mock draft, Jeff, and let's give you the first pick in the draft, which to you, knowing my conversations I've had with you, is a no-brainer, but I'm not sure it's such a no-brainer. Who are you taking with the first pick in this draft, Jeff?
Well, I'm taking Adrian Peterson out of Minnesota. I really think he's going to have another stellar year. His injury risk is very low. He's been a guy that's been healthy the majority of his career. The debate right here is between a lot of people is Peterson and Foster. I don't really like some of the past injuries that Foster has, and Peterson's a little bit more proven. So I'm going Peterson here. I'm happy with the pick. You can't miss with either one of those guys. It sounds like, but I'm more comfortable with Peterson.
So Phil, you got the number 2 pick. Adrian Peterson is gone. I mean, everything comes into play here now. Best available running back next. How do you categorize Chris Johnson? Are you willing to take a quarterback at number 2? A receiver? What are you going to do here, Phil?
Butch, it's very interesting that Jeff said he would only consider taking Foster at number 1 because Arian Foster is not my pick. I'm taking Jamal Charles as the second overall pick.
Wild card.
It's honestly, I just don't trust Arian Foster with just one season. Maybe I'm an idiot, but when I'm in the fantasy draft, I know what my thought's going to be. Can Arian Foster come back and have that big of a season again and after coming out of nowhere, being undrafted in a lot of leagues last year? And I just don't see how I'm going to justify taking Arian Foster with the number 2 overall pick if Jamal Charles is there. I just trust Jamal Charles.
Wait a minute. Well, I think this is a crazy wild card. Jeff, do you?
It's not a crazy wild card. I think a lot of people are anticipating a heavier workload for Charles there in Kansas City. He didn't get the touches that many people thought he would get, given that they gave Thomas Jones a lot of carries last year. I didn't realize what a good receiver he is out of the backfield. So I think Charles is a decent pick. I still give the slight edge to Foster, but it's not completely crazy to go Charles number 2.
So Phil, are you picking Charles for the same at number 2? For the same reason that Jeff's picking Peterson, that at that point he's more of a sure thing to you than Chris Johnson with a holdout, than Arian Foster expecting to repeat his year, or anybody else?
Yeah, I think you're going to get more guaranteed production out of Jamal Charles. That's my personal pick. I don't trust guys I don't know a lot about. I'm sure I'll regret that if Arian Foster comes out and drops 2,000 yards, and I'll feel like an idiot. But I don't trust Foster in his second.
All right, so here I am with the 3rd pick in the draft. You guys have now taken Adrian Peterson and Jamal Charles. It's the 3rd pick in the draft. I got to be honest. I am considering Aaron Rodgers. I am considering Tom Brady. I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm not going to take him there because to me there's 3, and then there's a drop-off. And I am considering Chris Johnson, but no way. I'm scared of Chris Johnson because he may not even play, and with the lack of time I need guarantees like you guys. So even though, Phil, I agree with you, I don't think Arian Foster can repeat last year. To me, this is a no-brainer at this point. I was taking Arian Foster. If I had your choice and you took Arian Foster, I'm not sure it was Jamal Charles. It would be either Ray Rice or Jamal Charles. How do you feel about Arian Foster at 3 here in this situation, the way this draft's going, Jeff?
It's a steal. I mean, look, with these top 3 picks, you're hoping you never go wrong. And I don't think any of these guys are going to be a huge letdown. I like the ceiling a little bit more on Charles. Like I said, I like the proven track record from Peterson, but I still think Foster is going to be a decent back this option there this year. He had a really good preseason game. He does have a little bit of competition from Tate there now. There is some rumblings that they're going to try to get him a little bit more carries too. So it'll be interesting to see, but I still think at 3 you can't go wrong with Foster.